Adoptive parents are required to pay Uganda shillings 6,000 only while filing for adoption. However, the high financial barriers due to high charges by the lawyers have hindered most of them from carrying on with adoption process.
Of course, many people engage lawyers to help them in that process. And usually what the lawyers charge between themselves and the client, we have no control over as a court. It's a discussion. The person who wants to bring this matter to our court will have with our lawyer, but it shouldn't be an expensive fee, especially now that we are trying to assist children to be adopted. So if somebody is charging, for example, 50 million, 20 million, 10 million, I would think that's very, very exorbitant for one to charge a client for adoption. In my own considered view, maybe the lawyer should charge maybe 2 million shillings.
Issues are not actually, the fees are not as more than 6,000. But now it is these other legal fees by the lawyers that end up becoming quite expensive. And we're saying that if many other adoptive parents, prospective adoptive parents who understand what the fees are, who understand what the process is, who understand what needs to be done, can be given this information. That information, which is powerful, then can deal with this issue of the exorbitant prices of fees that are given around adoption. We believe that this one-stop center point can have all the forms that need to be filled in, can give all the advice to the adoptive parents, can even help them in filling up the forms and help them through the process of carrying out their adoption.
A report by the Ministry of Gender in 2017 provided that a total number of 17,000 children from just 4 districts in Uganda were working on the streets, a number that Damon Wamara Kamese, the Executive Director, Uganda Child Rights NGO Network, says is worrying for Uganda.
In Uganda, in 4 districts, Kampala, Jinja, Iganga, and Mbale, 17,000 children living and working on the streets. Majority of these 17,000 have been separated from their families. But Ministry of Gender through Sauti 116 shares with us that over 75% of the calls they get, mind you, they get over 3,000 calls a day on child rights issues. Every day, over 3,000 calls. Estimates that over 75% of the calls they receive are based on GBV or domestic violence or any other forms of violence against children.
Whereas high legal fees may be a core hindrance to adoption in Uganda, adoptive parents have as well listed cultural impediments as one of the barriers.
I think there are 3 principal challenges. One is just awareness. There are lots of potential adoptive parents who just don't know how the process is done. Where do they adopt these children from? What is the process of adoption? What is the process of fostering? What is the process of legally adopting the child in the courts of law? So this awareness is important. The other issue is the legal process. In terms of the law, what are parents supposed to do? You foster for 1 year?
The Adoption Awareness Conference in Kampala was on the theme, Bringing Hope to a Generation Through Adoption. Marion Awori and Kenneth Tanaba for UBC.